Things that are now normal have, for most people, been unthinkable. But there's two pandemics rattling this nation's consciousness these days: the coronavirus and institutional racism. Under the pandemic of institutional racism, millions are shouting and posting and wearing Black Lives Matter. And there are also two normals: the new one and the old norm. The old norm is what African Americans, especially men, have lived in this country for hundreds of years. It's as normal as morning yawn. It's as predictable as the sunrise. Under the new norm of COVID-19, when I walk down the street, people approaching me cross to the other side. Under the old norm of racism, when I walk down the street, people cross to the other side. Under the new norm, grocery stores have lesser quality goods, dented cans, wilted vegetables, fewer choices, and higher prices. Under the old norm, grocery stores in black neighborhoods have dented cans, wilted vegetables, fewer choices, and higher prices. The new norm has customers talking to cashiers and clerks through panels of glass. The old norm in the Detroits, in the Baltimores, and in the Memphis has customers talking to cashiers through thick glass panels. In the new norm, banks have shorter hours. Under the old norm in Black America, banks have shorter hours. Under the new norm, hard-working folk are now waiting for government assistance. Under the old norm, hard-working black people occasionally have to rely on assistance. Under the new norm of COVID-19, tens of thousands of lives have been lost. Under the old norm, institutional racism has contributed to the deaths of tens of thousands of black people. In the new norm, parents worry about the quality of education their kids are getting. Under the old norm, that's been a concern of black parents for hundreds of years. Under the new norm, our freedom of movement is restricted, and too many of us too close together cause concern. Under the old norm, black people's movements have been restricted, and the rule of three, the limit on how many of us can congregate before suspicions arise, has always caused concern. In the new norm, black Americans die at a higher rate than white Americans. Under the old norm, black Americans die at a higher rate than white Americans. In the new norm, black Americans occupy the most dangerous jobs for the least of wages and aren't afforded paid time off, and are forced to work when sick. Under the old norm, black Americans' sweat, strength, and ingenuity help build our country and world economy with little or no pay and no time off. So what America and the world are going through now, black people have been there, done that. But the COVID-19 pandemic will one day end, and the new norm will become a memory, something younger generations will someday tell their children about. But the old norm experienced under the racism pandemic will continue in Black America. Black Lives Matter? We'll see.